I want to talk a little bit about Navratri, which is the 9 nights that celebrate the Devi Durga in all of her illustrious forms. And this is a very sacred time in the Hindu calendar. It happens 2 times a year in autumn and spring, but the autumn one is considered particularly charged. And I've spoken a little bit about Navaratri with my students. I thought I would share a little bit here. The full teachings and guided practices for this time are really done in the context of the teacher-student relationship for those who are deeply interested in doing sadhana or practices for feminine divine. And so I can't share those here, but I will share a little bit about this wonderful celebration. Normally, Navaratri takes place right after the honoring of ancestors, Pitru Paksha. But this year we had this unusual circumstance of 2 new moons taking place within one solar cycle, one solar month. And so that's sort of this phantom month called Adhik Mas, in which no sacred celebrations take place. And so that gave us this extra month gap. I wrote about it in a post on Instagram a few weeks ago. So now Navaratri begins. Our new moon is taking place now, and Navaratri begins the very first tithi of the waxing moon. So this is a 9-night or 9-day celebration of Durga, and it's done in different ways by different lineages of Hindu and Tantra practitioners and students. And one of the ways we can look at it is that the 9 nights are divided into 3 parts. So the first 3 days are dedicated to Durga Ma, who is also takes the form of Kali Ma. So these first 3 days of Durga can be associated with the demolition that is necessary for ultimate renovation. So this is a time to clean house, so to speak. You might take that literally, you might take it metaphorically, it may be external, it may be internal, but it's a very good time to clear the way. The second 3 days are dedicated to Lakshmi Devi, and this is a time in which we commit to Dharma. That means greater universal Dharma, but also more specifically our worldly Swadharma. So it's a good time to invest in, commit to, immerse yourself in your purpose, whether that is in the household as a parent or a partner, or in your work, or all of it. So in whatever way that you at this time in your life are meant to be engaged in worldly life, you can really sort of deepen that connection, commit, and ask for blessing in your individual dharma. This is what Lakshmi can do for us. Then the final 3 days are dedicated to Saraswati. And many people know Saraswati as being associated with sacred arts and literature, writing, visual arts, music, dance, language, and sound. She is also associated with higher wisdom. She's always seen holding the Vedas, and sound and wisdom are directly related because wisdom and knowledge are transmitted through sound. So those final 3 days are dedicated to Saraswati, and this is a time in which, having cleared house with the support of Durga Ma, having dedicated ourselves to our dharma with the support of Lakshmi Ma Devi, then those final 3 days dedicated to Saraswati Ma Devi, we can invoke our capacity for higher wisdom, knowledge, and sort of supreme wisdom blessing. So there's so much more embedded into Navaratri, but that's a really good start, I hope. 3 days dedicated to Durga, 3 days dedicated to Lakshmi Ma Devi, and 3 days dedicated to Saraswati. And I will be doing some posts during Navaratri to help sort of support and inspire those who want to do something, whether you're working with me or another teacher directly, or just want to kind of go with what feels natural and resonant to you at this time. It's a very sacred time, and this year in particular, given particular astrological configurations, it's a really important time for mantra sadhana, that is doing mantra recitation. We have a lot of power to, or Shakti, that can be invoked and leaned into at this time to get all the benefit individually, globally, and beyond. Happy Navratri.